tonight, tracking Hurricane Harvey, the massive storm churning up the Gulf Coast. And the Pinpoint Weather Team now says the eye of that storm is sitting on the immediate shore in Texas.
Harvey, a slow-moving, fierce storm, is now a Category 4. It could be the worst of its kind to hit the U.S. since Katrina. And we're taking a live look at Galveston, Texas. The storm surge anywhere up to 12 feet could batter the coastline. And when it's all said and done, some will be measuring the rainfall in feet, not inches. Eyewitness News reporter Weijia Jiang begins our team coverage from Corpus Christi, Texas.
And our in-depth coverage of Hurricane Harvey continues now. We have reached out to find out some local residents who are being impacted by the storm. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado has more on that live in studio. Steph.
That's right. Tonight I spoke to a man originally from Narragansett who recently moved to Texas, now experiencing this major hurricane.
All right, thanks, Steph. Right now, our Pinpoint Weather Team is tracking Hurricane Harvey. The storm strengthened to a Category 3 this afternoon. It's now a Category 4 storm tonight. With Harvey expected to linger for days, our team says there could be catastrophic flooding and wind damage. I'm joined now by Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca. Tony, we were talking earlier. It's not just the wind that's dangerous, but this ocean surge.
Yeah, the storm reminds me of a Katrina-like storm.
We're tracking more breaking news tonight. We've learned President Trump has granted a pardon to former Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Arizona. The White House says the 85-year-old ex-sheriff of Arizona's Maricopa County was a worthy candidate for a presidential pardon. Arpaio was found guilty last month of criminal contempt for disregarding a court order in a racial profiling case. He was facing sentencing in October. In the past, Arpaio has called himself America's toughest sheriff, and Republican presidential candidates often sought his endorsement. And more breaking news in the Trump administration. Trump National Security Advisor Sebastian Gorka resigns from the White House. Gorka was one of Trump's biggest cheerleaders, frequently defending the president's policies in public statements. There's no word tonight on why he resigned.
First tonight, we continue working the latest on Harvey's impact. Houston's mayor issuing a curfew in effect at midnight tonight until 5 a.m. to ensure public safety. Earlier, President Trump went down to Texas, getting a firsthand look and surveying the damage left behind by Harvey. The storm has hit Houston hard, but over in Cedar Bayou, more than 51 inches of rain has fallen there. That sets a new U.S. record. Now, rescue workers in Houston using anything they can, from boats to military trucks, tractors and helicopters, just to reach and pull people from the rising floodwaters. Federal and local officials say they have rescued more than 13,000 people from Harvey in and around Houston. And although the main focus is on southeast Texas, parts of Louisiana could see up to another 10 inches of rain on top of what they've already gotten. Now, Lake Charles has already seen about 13 inches of rain. We have team coverage of Harvey's impact. Kim Kalunian has more on the Bristol County Sheriff's plans to offer help, while Sheena Lasciuto is catching up with a Rhode Islander who is a Hurricane Katrina survivor. Antonia is looking at Harvey as well as the storm moving up the Carolina coast. But first, let's go to Eyewitness News reporter Meg Oliver, who has the latest now from Houston. And our in-depth coverage on Harvey's impact continues now. For many of us, the storm reminds us of the last hurricane to leave behind such devastation and massive flooding. Talking about Hurricane Katrina, which is the costliest hurricane to rock the U.S. Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Lasciuto spoke with a woman who was going to college in Louisiana and survived Katrina. She has that story live in our studio.
I love them. I miss them. And the world is missing two great people.
A family still in shock following the death of a woman and a 12-year-old boy, victims of a crash. What we're learning tonight about the driver.
We continue tracking Harvey's impact. As the storm moves away, the rush is on to locate and rescue more residents trapped in floodwaters.
A somber vigil held for those lost too soon on Overdose Awareness Day. We'll take you to an emotional remembrance tonight.
Well, a cold front has passed through that's going to bring a real fall feel for Friday, plus the latest on a new hurricane in the Atlantic.
And the feds outlining in a letter the failure of state officials when it comes to the troubled UHIP system. And now local lawmakers are fired up. But first tonight, a tragic crash claims the lives of two people.
And it's a story we've been following all day long. 59-year-old Marsha Crowley and her 12-year-old grandson, the victims of a crash in Woonsocket on Wednesday afternoon. And police tell us the man who caused the crash was allegedly under the influence of drugs.
Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado spoke with Crowley's son, who can't fathom what happened. She joins us live from Woonsocket with that story. New tonight, dozens coming out to pray for those lost too soon on this Overdose Awareness Day. Earlier on Thursday, people gathered at the State House in Providence, hoping to garner support for families who have been impacted by the opioid crisis. And in Fall River tonight, at Government Center, a candlelight vigil was held to mark the day. Several people spoke up during that vigil, some who have lost loved ones to overdose. Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Lasciuto joins us live from Fall River now with more on tonight's event.
And we continue working the latest on Harvey's impact. The storm has moved out of Texas tonight, but at least 100,000 homes have been affected by Harvey's wrath. The rain, wind, and flooding has destroyed around 7,000 homes and another 37,000 with major damage.
The president tonight pledging to donate $1 million of his own money to relief efforts. This as federal officials continue to search for victims, trying to get them to safety. The storm filled neighborhoods with water and caused images like a home in Katy, Texas that went up in flames.
And it's not just the rescue that officials are worried about, it's also the dangers you can't see in the water. Scientists have been taking samples and say the water shows E. coli levels that are 125 times higher than what is considered safe for swimming.
Only on Eyewitness News, a local police officer's cruiser fills with a poisonous gas. It is an issue we have been covering elsewhere for weeks. And overnight violence as clubs let out. We have the details ahead. But first tonight, breaking news, the Pinpoint News Tracker take you to East Greenwich and Greenwich Cove, where search and rescue crews are looking for a reported missing kayaker tonight. East Greenwich, Warwick, and other companies all involved. We'll have more on that search at 10 and 11. New tonight, an Eyewitness News exclusive. We've learned a Providence police officer was taken to a hospital after a carbon monoxide detector in his cruiser went off, warning the dangerous gas was building around him. This has been a recent problem in other police departments. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian joining us live now with the details you'll see only on Eyewitness News. Kim?
Well, Jared, that officer is...
Kim, thanks. New tonight, early morning violence as clubs let out in downtown Providence. One 24-year-old man shot in the foot, a 22-year-old stabbed in the chest in a parking lot near Pine and Garnet Streets. Police tell us both men are from Worcester. They are expected to recover. No word on suspects. But first, breaking news out of Seekonk. We are on the scene tonight of a serious car crash, a single vehicle versus a utility pole, knocking down wires in the area of Pine Street and Brown Avenue. That is just north of Ledgemont Country Club. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian has been working this story tonight. She joins us now live with the breaking details. Kim, what do we know now?
Well, Jared, I just spoke with police moments ago, and they did confirm that one person has died in this single vehicle rollover crash. I am on Pine Street here in Seekonk near the intersection with Brown Avenue, and I'm going to step out of the way so you can have a look at this very active scene.
A speeding car plows into a crowd of people exercising their rights. We're getting a look at the man charged tonight, and two people in Rhode Island hit by trains mere hours and mere miles apart. Good evening. We begin tonight with developing news out of Virginia, where protesters clashed ahead of a white nationalist rally near the University of Virginia. A car plowing into a peaceful group this Saturday. One person is dead. 19 others are hurt. Several said to be in critical condition now. Eyewitness News reporter Wendy Gillette is on the ground in Virginia with the identity of a suspect. He is charged with second-degree murder. We want to caution you. Some of the video you're about to see may be disturbing. Our in-depth coverage continues now with Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian. She has more reaction to the day's events live from the newsroom tonight. Kim?
Well, Jared, local leaders are condemning today's violent clashes, and this evening we spoke with the head of the Providence NAACP about the underlying race relations issues that are helping to fuel these violent protests.